It is considered one of the most overrated episodes of all time. Or is it? Or is that just a fog entertainment thing? Because according to the Walking Dead fans, this episode is in the top 10 IMDb. I did a better IMDb Internet Movie Database. And a lot of people hold this episode dear to their hearts. Well, if you want to check out a review of this episode, make sure you check it out. But here, we're going to discuss simply why this episode sucks and why it's overrated. Because really, man, it's just... Look at the flowers. Oh, I'm sorry I killed Karen and David Tyrese. It's okay, Carol. Da, 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 da. But anyway, let's get stuck into a wee bit more action.
Season 4 of The Walking Dead. This one is episode 14. It is called The Grove, and it is the second highest rated episode of season 4 by quite a long distance as well. For some reason, this episode has been getting a lot of praise, not just in season 4 though. It's considered one of the better episodes that The Walking Dead has ever produced. I believe on Internet Movie Database it is in the top 10 best episodes of all time from The Walking Dead, and a lot of people consider this a great episode, a 10 out of 10 episode. And for me, I don't know what these people were watching. It's an episode that is pretty much filler. It does not have exciting or interesting characters. It revolves around a baby that can't talk, two children that we do not care for, Carol, who I wish was dead, and Tyrese, a guy that has just never been that interesting, to be honest. And he's just the latest, we must have one black guy, so insert Tyrese here. That's all Tyrese is right now. I mean, you've got all these other groups happening right now. You want to know what's happening with Rick. You want to know what's happening with Glenn. Who's this new Abraham guy? Did we get any of that? No, we get a full episode dedicated to this, and I just didn't think it was necessary.
It wasn't necessary. Tyrese looks like he's in Grove Street, which we made a wee reference to earlier, but the episode... Right, see if this episode's in your top 10 for The Walking Dead. I think it just sums up the show.
So they've dedicated an episode solely to this, and they dedicated an episode solely to Beth and Daryl. I think if any of these spin-off groups were worthy of having an episode dedicated to them, it should probably be the Glenn and Abraham group.
Yep.
For me, that's a bit more interesting. We've just been introduced to Abraham. Obviously, Glenn is a main character, a mainstay from season 1. He's trying to find Maggie. I just think that would have been a better... And plus, you've got the dynamic as well. It's like, you've got Glenn and Tara, they're technically on the same side, but one is prison group and one is governor group. So it's, they're teaming up, but technically, like, they were on different sides. So you've just got more fun dynamics there with Tara feeling the guilt and obviously being on the side of the governor who cut off the head of Glenn's father-in-law, and then she feels guilty. She's trying to help Glenn, and you get introduced to Abraham, who's got this scientist guy who apparently can save the whole fucking world. To me, that's a more interesting group than what we have here. And what we have here is just Tyrese essentially babysitting.
Well, you say Tyrese babysitting, right? The guy...
Well, maybe he's been babysat, to be fair.
Yeah, he's not doing anything. It's Carol running. Carol's got this show on the strings, and I don't want to spend 20 minutes talking about what they did in each particular scene. It's just fucking filler. Oh, Lizzie doesn't understand the difference between walkers and people. Well, Mika, oh well, she's not really made for this world. Kinda reminds me of Sophia.
I think we start the episode believing that Lizzie is the stronger of the two and that Mika is the one that's not cut out for this world.
I think
the longer the episode goes, we begin to realise that Mika is cut out for this world. It's just that she's a nice person and not a fucking killer.
No, but why is
whereas Lizzie's completely insane.
Why is Lizzie's... I think this is just awful writing. Like, 1 minute she's a normal kid, and within this episode, within like half an hour, she goes for a normal enough kid that kind of like treats walkers as pets to killing her own sister. Whereas
well, it's pretty obvious why she did that, to be fair.
Yeah, but it came out of nowhere. Like, where was this, at the prison?
She was feeding them rats and shit like that and giving them names.
Yeah, but to kill her own sister? Oh, but it's not killing her own sister. She thinks it's normal. Oh, she'll come back, man. They're human. Fucking filler shite. Don't give a shit. What about Rick? What's Rick doing? He's sitting there stuffing his face with scurty fucking cheese. Hiding under beds for some guy called fucking Joe.
Lou.
Now, well, Joe was there.
Joe was downstairs.
Well, he was there. He was in the house, man.
Well, he wasn't really hiding under the bed for Joe, was he?
It was Joe's group, right? Whether or not who's on top of Rick, let's see what Tyrese is doing. He goes to kill this walker that's on the train tracks, but then Mika's like, "You can't do it, Tyrese. They're human too, man." Tyrese does estimate that there are a few days away for Terminus. I mean, I think it's quite incredible that like none of these groups have like linked up at this point. I mean, they're all on the same tracks in the same timeline. I think so. I know that's what they're going for.
Not really. There's only a couple. There's only 4 different groups. There could be different tracks. We don't know that they're all
there's
on
5
the same.
Different groups.
That's not right. Okay,
Well, there's 5.
Yeah, who cares? 5 or 4, man.
No, they did smell the fire that Beth and Daryl started, and then they notice a few of the walkers, but they never actually go to this location. They just go to like this, I mean, what is that? A cabin, holiday house with a bit of barbed wire on the outside it. Not really much going for it here, is there?
Should there not be a plan B? Should there not have been a place for them to regroup, a destination where they pinpoint it, says, look, if anything happens to the prison, we meet up here?
Yeah, there should have been. I think there should have been. But I mean, I don't understand this entire gimmick though of like, oh, everybody's dead. We've got to move on. There's no point looking for anybody. They're gone. The prison's gone.
Well, that's what bothers me the most. What seems to bother you is the fact that no one's met each other. That doesn't bother me. What bothers me is the fact that nobody's looking for each other.
I know. I definitely said that. Yeah, I get. Yeah, no one's looking for each other. But my biggest problem is that no one's met each other on these choo-choo tracks.
No, that's not a big problem for me. It's more the problem. It's more the fact that
sarcasm we didn't detect it.
It's more the fact that no one's looking for each other. They're not even open to the possibility that others could be alive. Like, we get Tyrese in this episode basically saying that he's not really interested in going to Terminus, even though the logic would tell you that the best chance of probably meeting up with anyone from the prison group would be by heading to Terminus, because it's more than likely that they've maybe all seen the same signs. So, like, I just don't get it. Like, why is there not more focus? Like, it's like Glenn is trying to meet Maggie, and Maggie is trying to get to Terminus. But apart from that, like, why is that the only 2 people that seem to care enough about each other? Like, it's like Sasha's whole story, her whole plan, her whole mission is to help get Maggie reunited with Glenn. And it's not try and find my brother. I just don't understand it.
Yeah, Tyrese doesn't he seem bothered?
No, he's not. That's what I just said. He doesn't want me to go to Terminus.
I don't want to waste my time going for... Well, I wouldn't... I mean, if your sister was as ugly as that, she's a fucking eyesore, so he probably doesn't want to look at, xenomorph Sasha anymore, like, to be fair. But, I mean, I guess Rick and Carl kind of think that Judith's dead, so they have no real motive. But, again, you're supposed to think this is a tight-knit group. Daryl was stuck with Beth. Does he not want to find Rick? Does he not want to kiss Rick's ass a wee bit more? I mean, come on. I mean, the group just feels dead. Honestly, this is what it's dead. The group is absolutely done. Let's all follow the fucking train tracks. But yeah, right. Mika, or is it Lizzie? I get these 2 mixed up, man. Who?
Lizzie's the fucking crazy one, and Mika's the one that doesn't like.
Mika can't kill the deer, right, with the M1 Grand Rifle. And Carl looks on disappointed. And see this stupid bastard? I mean, this is the same bastard that would have been, disappointed when the finished dishwasher tablets fucking ran out and she wasn't able to put another wash on. And now she's all of a sudden a deer hunter.
This is child abuse.
I think you definitely need to, you need to toughen kids up in this world and shit, but actually being, openly disappointed that they don't want to kill things.
Like, look at Rick when Carl, and people will say, well, that was earlier in the show. No, I mean, that, like, when Rick came across that deer with Carl, Carl's first instincts were to pet the fucking deer. And that's what Rick wanted. I mean, Rick was taken back by the fact that was Carl's initial thoughts. Yet, Carol, her initial thoughts is, oh, there's a deer, going to get one of these kids to kill it. Like, it's fucked up.
Yeah, her thought should be, right, I'm going to kill this deer and provide for this group right now. But no, let's make the kid dead. Let's pressurise the kid into doing it.
because I might not be around someday.
Lizzie's feeding a mouse to the walker that's trapped on the railroad track, and when they're there, they get attacked by walkers, like you said. Why is it all of a sudden these walkers just come out of nowhere? There was one, and now there's about fucking 20 of them. They're everywhere. They're running back. This is when Carol and Tyrese are coming back with like buckets of water. They drop the buckets, the water go everywhere. They start firing. We get into a bit of a gun shootout here. And Lizzie starts firing the gun and killing walkers. So what does Carol think? Carol thinks she's...
Gets Carol's approval.
Right, problem. Why is Lizzie all of a sudden running from them when they're alright?
Yeah, I don't understand this. I mean, literally moments ago, Lizzie was offering her hand as if she was going to allow the walker to bite her. But now she's running away from the walkers as if she gets caught, it's like going to be life or death. And then when Mika gets caught up on the fence, she tries frantically to free Mika to avoid her from getting bit. But then we'll see later on in the episode where she turns Mika so she turns into a zombie. So why was she so hell-bent on making sure she didn't get bit if she's just going to turn her?
I don't know, man. It's just the episode, man. It's just so... It's filled with so many flaws. Like the Lizzie character flip-flopping guys that... Like between, I need to run for these guys, and they're my friends, zombies, walkers, they're good to me. Just sucks. This episode is massively overrated. Make no mistake about it. How it's in the top 10 in IMDb, I do not know, guys. But anyway, leave your thoughts down below. That is it here for Vlog Entertainment, and until next time, peace.